again. Welcome to today's attempt at the Stepdle puzzle. This is the 19th Stepdle puzzle I've done this year. Last time all of my guesses started with an R, the 18th letter. Of course it's the 19th attempt, so we're going to have guesses that start with S, at least my first guess each time. Now S is a very common letter, so I'm going to give myself a bit of a challenge. We're going to use some less common letters as well. So let's use the Z. We'll try this on for size. We do not get a Z, that's a shame, and we don't get an S, but at least we got the E. So let's tear it along into a new position and see what we learn. Okay, we learn that clearly I've tried the E almost everywhere apart from the correct place. That's a bit unlucky. How about we put it there then? I don't think there were too many other options. Even those first two letters did rule out quite a lot of options. It couldn't have been tier or trek. I'm sure there were plenty of other options with the T and the E in first and third respectively, but I couldn't think of them. Anyway, we'll move on. This time I'm going to use the Q we used for Z last time. Let's use the Q now. Oh, we get the U. That is unexpected. Bonus that I forced myself to start with the Q there for an extra challenge, and it ended up giving me a U unexpectedly. So let's lunge it into a new position and try and get some greens. We do get some greens. Not a bunch, but I've got a hunch that we'll get some more greens after this. I mean, it could be funny. We might still only have 2 greens. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, I'm not going to duplicate the N. Let's try funky instead. Oh, it is funny. That is frustrating. Right, we will move on. What's a 6-letter word that starts with an S? How about... I mean, I kind of want to use the X, but 60 and 16 are too long and too short respectively. Let's try it. Sphinx. That uses an X. That's a good word. Oh, it is a good word because it's given me the green S, which I would have got regardless, and it's given me the N as well. Interesting. So let's hope we won't be snared in a trap. Oh wow, we might be. We should have used the U and the O, apparently. Those are the only 2 vowels we could possibly use. What am I going to do with them? That's the question. An LY ending, I suppose, is plausible as well. All I can think of at the moment is Sutton, but that's a place, that's surely capitalised. And I don't really want to duplicate the T anyway, if I can help it, although I am actually struggling to think of options. What starts with an S, uses an N, and doesn't use any of the letters that I've ruled out? It shouldn't be that difficult to work it out, surely. But it is, I mean, it is proving to be more difficult than I would expect. A Y at the end? I mean, it really could be an ON ending. I'm not sure if I'm just thinking of button or mutton, but nothing that begins with an S is springing to mind, which is a bit of a problem. Syntax would have been a good starting word as well. That would have used the X, and it would have tried the N in third, which might be where it turns out to be, but it's easy in hindsight anyway. Sundry would have been a better guess on the previous one, but now we've ruled out the D and the R. And of course snared is clearly a better guess than sundry in general. It uses more common letters. What are we going to do then? Why can I not think of anything that works? Snouts can't be right because the N can't be second. Swoons can't be right. I don't really want to go for a plural anyway because it's just not going to be correct because they don't have plurals. Why am I not able to think of something that fits in this pattern? It's the O and the U, that's the problem. They're just really uncommon vowels. Stunky, stonky. I mean, stocky is a word, but not stonky, surely. Summon. That's definitely a word. I thought of Sutton so long ago, I should have summoned up summon. I'm glad it was at least correct. That kind of indicates that possibly the reason I was finding it so difficult to think of a word that worked is because there was only one. I don't think there were too many. That was surprising. surprisingly tricky. I mean, I should have thought of it earlier. Anyway, we'll move on. 7-letter word starting with S. Of course, I've used the Z for Q, the X, so let's use the J. I'm going to go for sojourn. We're using the O and the U here exclusively in terms of vowels, so unlike for 6-letter one, there probably won't be either an O or a U. Ah, but there is a U, and it's in the right place. That is very interesting. That rules out a lot of things. Combust was my first thought, but of course we just ruled out the O. Is there anything similar to that that would work? A UST ending? I mean, it doesn't have to be a UST ending. If I can think of something else, a USE ending works as well, like confuse. But of course, we can't use the O. Let's just try diffuse. I don't really want to repeat the F, of course, but I've got to go for something. Ah, that is a very helpful guess. Dis. It's got to be dis, hasn't it? Dispute. Oh, I would have gone for that one guess earlier if I'd thought of it, because it doesn't duplicate a letter. I did not consider the UT ending soon enough. I considered UST and USE, but not UTE. But anyway, we got there in the end. So it's a shame about that 5-letter one, really, isn't it? If that'd gone a bit smoother. I said funny. I could have got it in 3. Just didn't want to repeat the N. It cost me today, because I could have had the mythical quadruple 3. Quadruple 3 is always a great pattern, because, I mean, to get 4 Wordles in only 12 total guesses is really good. To be fair, it did only take me 14, so that is not too bad. But quadruple 3 is always the benchmark of what I would say is very, very, very good. But anyway, it wasn't too bad today, apart from that 6-letter one and the 5-letter one. 5-letter I was unlucky, the 6-letter I should have just thought of someone quicker. Anyway, we got there in the end, and that is Stepdle Puzzle S. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.